What's going on, fam? Hope everybody's doing fantastic out there. Welcome to another edition of Budget Bangers. Today we are taking a look at three flipper variants, three super duper cheap Kizers. So Flipper Friday today, as it's uploading, it's not. I'm not filming it on Friday, but spoiler alert, I didn't actually do that. But it is. You're getting to see this on a Friday. So Kizer's new packaging, if you guys haven't seen, they are kind of cutting back a little bit, and they are using a much smaller box. Really nice. I actually don't mind that. It makes it easier to package these things and send them out. And then they just put all the information. So we are taking a look at three models. We've got the Infinity, we've got the Helmet, and we've got the Crocodile. Now again, all of these are extreme budget knives from Kizer. They're all sub $50. They're actually all the same price. They're $49 each. And we're just going to roll right into them. We're going to start with my least favorite and then move into my favorite. So taking a look first with the Crocodile. And these are all going to be OD green and black. Now, the one thing I like the most about the Crocodile, and don't get me wrong, this is a fantastic knife in general. It's just out of the three, it's my least favorite. I do like this G10 that Kizer has been using. The other two use their standard G10. This one has that kind of the crosscut G10, I guess you would call it. You first seen this on with Kizer on the Mini Grouper, but it was also very similar to what was used by Best Techman on the Good Boy. But anyway, we're taking a look here at again, Nitro V G10, $49. We got a flipper, and as per usual with Kizer, there's absolutely zero jimping on that flipper. And what is there is just absolutely useless. But, it's all good. You do have a reversible clip. It is not inset T8 hardware, which is nice to see. And flip it over here. So it is a double-sided pivot, which is not something I'm used to seeing from Kizer. And I'm just checking. All three of these knives have that double-sided pivot. So I'll be interested to see. We'll actually take one of these apart and interested to see if it is actually a D-shaped pivot or not. Again, there's non-inset, but you do have flat screws. Open pillar construction. Everything looks like your typical budget blade. Now, taking a look at the blade itself, you do have a coated Nitro V blade. This is a really nice clip point with a swedge. You've got a really nice kind of hollowed out section here, and you have the jimping there on the back, which is actually pretty useful. Typical Kizer branding with a finger choil, a little bit of oil there. Azo design. You can see this knife has seen some use already. That's why I never really do a cut test with these knives, because it's no telling how much use they've actually seen before getting to me. So these are from the Lefty Pass Round, if you didn't already know about that. But it looks like we've got pretty good sharpening. The grind looks really nice, and the tip looks straight, so everything looks good there. Take a look at our lockup. Lockup looks to be good. Kind of hard to see with the black on black there, but let's add a little light to the subject. Add a little more light to the subject. So we've got pretty good. We got good lockup there. No issues there at all. Got a really nice proud detent ball. This is an inset liner lock. So you guys know I love inset liner locks. The only thing that's the thing I like least about the knife is honestly is I don't like how the flipper feels in my hand. For some reason, the handle, the general handle design, it feels like I'm crowded, because I'm trying to reach up to get my thumb up here for the jimping. And I mean, if I choke up, then it's fine. But I really don't like choking up on blades like this, because I don't like being that close to the cutting edge. So it's just a personal preference on the good, better, best here for me. But action on this thing is absolutely great for, again, for a $40 knife or a $50 knife. Really have zero complaints on that. Ergonomically in general, as long as I don't try to reach for that spot, ergonomically it feels fine. Pocket clip, you feel the bill a little bit, not too shabby though. Specs on these guys. So they're all running Nitro V 60 to 61s. That's going to be the same across the board. But this one here is the largest of the three. So you're looking at a 3.45 inch blade, and might as well say an 8 inch overall. and 3.5 ounces. So it's 3.47. So right at 5 ounces. Or excuse me, right at 3.5 ounces. Excuse me, not right at 5 ounces. Jeez, need to go to sleep. But really nice knife. Again, no real complaints on it. Like I said, just out of the 3 we're looking at today, this one is sort of my least favorite. Although on paper, I would have thought it would have been at least my second. But we'll go ahead and set this off to the side. Move on to the next one here. So this is the Infinity. A little bit smaller knife here. And you've got the standard Kizer G10, which is really, really well done always. You got nice chamfering. This is a little bit smaller knife. Again, same T8 hardware all the way around, of course, except for the pocket clip. This one does have a lanyard hole. The other one did not. You do, again, have open pillar construction. Dead nut centered. Let's go ahead and take a look at our blade. So this has more of kind of a leaf, almost drop point, or it's a drop point, almost a leaf shape blade. Almost a full, well, I guess it depends on where you're looking at on the blade. Full flat grind. Again, you've got some extended jimping there. Fairly useful. Again, it's not perfect, but it's not the worst I've seen. Again, another Azo design. This one has a little bit of a better plunge grind. Actually, a bit better plunge grind than the. So see here, we'll do them side by side, so you guys can see. So taking a look at your 2 plunge grinds. So you see how this one here is it's got so much more of a sloping plunge grind, terminates so much slower than the one on the Infinity. So that gives you a much better spot for sharpening without having to worry about kind of eating into that plunge grind. Sharpening on this one looks to be good as per usual with Kizer. You do have a little bit of an off grind back here on the heel on this side, but nothing too terrible. Tip looks to be good. And then this one is a standard liner lock, and lockup is, again, pretty daggone good. Go ahead and back on up here. So one thing, what makes me put this one just above the Crocodile is just the ergonomics. This one feels so much better in my hand. I feel like I have even though it's a smaller knife, I feel like I somehow have more room. I'm not feeling as cramped up onto the flipper. And I really feel that, in all honesty, there's not that big of a difference in blade length there. I mean, if you take away that finger choil, I don't think there really is that big of a difference. Wow, no, they actually... So let's just say, call it 3 1/4 on that one. And then this one is right at 3 inches. So yeah, you're really only talking about 1/4 of an inch of difference there in blade length. But when you line them up pivot to pivot, it definitely looks considerably larger. So that's one thing to consider, is that you don't have the finger choil on this one. So you don't have to worry about trying to choke up. Again, jimping is, it's Kizer jimping. It's never really the best. It's never really the worst. This one actually has better jimping on the flipper than the other one did. And I've come to notice it's kind of just depends on which knife it is. Every knife is going to be a little bit different on the jimping, but this knife is more of a push button anyway. I've noticed its action is is a lot smoother as well. But again, that's all kind of a knife-to-knife basis. This one, like I said, just in general, I think feels better in hand to me. So anyway, that is the Kizer Infinity. And last but not least, we are taking a look at my favorite of the bunch. And really, the biggest thing that makes this my favorite is the blade shape. So we'll get into that. Again, same G10 as the Infinity. Same useless jimping on the back on the flipper. Again, T8's all the way around. You do have a lanyard loop or lanyard hole. Same inset pocket clip. Everything's the same on these guys. And then you have your blade here. So we're taking a look at a modified sheep's foot here. You've got a little bit of a swedge. And there you can see some of the wear and tear on the coating. Same jimping as on all the knives. Again, another Azo design. And this one has, again, that really late plunge grind. But again, it's on a $50 knife. I'm not going to be too concerned with that. Sharpening grind looks to be good. Tip looks good. Lockup is great. You have an inset liner lock or a faux inset liner lock, whatever you want to call it. Centering looks great. So this is one that I wouldn't mind getting and just kind of having a little bit more time with. I do like the blade hole there. It gives me that ability to do the reverse flick. That is my preferred means of opening. Flipper works fine, but it is really tuned for that reverse flick. It works so well. This knife shouldn't have a flipper on it, if you ask me. But I get why they're doing it. They're trying to appeal to a wider array of folks, especially in that budget brand or that budget category. So this is going to be one of those, knives that kind of everyman knife in that $50 price point. So you want to be able to have whoever wants it to be flipping it or whatever. But as far as ergonomics, I think this is the best of the three. It fits my hand the best. Again, that kind of meh jimping on the top. This is almost where I would rather not have the jimping at all versus having it here. It does grip you a little bit, but it's just not extremely functional. But everything else about the knife I really like. If I get one, I will definitely delete the flipper on it and see how it looks like that. But I think it would be a much nicer knife without that flipper on there. And then you might even have a little bit of a semi choke up point there, just kind of a trigger pull spot right there on the scales there, a little landing pad. But in general, really nice knives. I apologize, I skipped over the specs on the Infinity just because there's so much going on. So you're looking at a 3.09, so 3.1 inch blade, 7.3 overall, and 2.73 ounces. So that's the lightest of the three, smallest and lightest. The helmet here, you're looking at a 3.1 or 3.2 inch blade, 7.6 overall, and a 3.27, so might as well say 3.3 ounce knife. Again, all three are really nice knives for the $50 price point. This is definitely gunning for those, for that sin cut market. Definitely gunning, for the D2 Kubi stuff, especially at least when it's not on sale, because when you can get a D2 Kubi for $20, you really can't go wrong there. But any of those, the $50 knives, these are really gunning for them. And when these knives, when they go on a big sale, they're going to be stupid cheap, way cheaper than they are currently. So. You guys know Kizer does excellent work anyway, so their fit and finish is always really nice. But one thing I am going to check on, something that we did talk about, is I'm going to check and see if this is a captured pivot. Okay, it is a D-shaped pivot, so you can see that there. So it is a captured pivot. So putting that in there, I should not be able to turn that. Yep, nope, see, I cannot turn that screw. All right, good. I don't know. So that's another where I kind of question a company's decision-making of why you would make both sides have the tooling. That seems like that's just more, that's more milling, that's more machine time, that's more tooling time to put the Torx head on both sides when it only needs to be on the one side. So that's, again, that's why I just work here. So I don't know. But anyway, guys, hope that answered any questions you might have had on the three knives here. Let's hear about it in the comments. What you guys think? Do you guys agree with my 1, 2, 3, or you guys, what's your order? Which ones do you like best? Let's talk about it down in the comments. As always, guys, I appreciate everyone for everything you do for my channel, and hope you guys are having a fantastic week. As always, just remember, be kind, be humble, be EDC. Take care.